Happy Saturday, Robert.
Happy Saturday the 14th to you.
Happy Saturday the 14th. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. You're listening to the Podcastle Set Jetter Saturdays with Robert Patterson, author, blogger, and the star of the website, set-jetter.com. I just like saying the star because you posted Friday the 13th pictures yesterday on your Instagram, and you were in the pictures, and it was a nice post.
Was it too self-serving that I was in every picture?
No, not at all, because you rarely are. So it was like nice to see your face.
Well, thank you. It's always a joyous day. I actually brought my hockey mask to a Zoom meeting. They knew me. It was a Friday 13th meeting, and they asked that I facilitate, so I couldn't not wear the mask, of course.
That is so cool. Was it? It was a meeting for work.
Yeah, like education partners. It was a serious meeting, but
yeah. No.
Yeah,
I like that. I do that with my coworkers. They know I have Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So like for May the 4th, I brought out lightsaber. Like it's acceptable. So I'm like, this is kind of cool.
But, Yeah. So these weren't coworkers, but it worked. They knew me well enough.
I think it'd be funny if they didn't know you well enough and it was like a new client meeting and you just showed up with that and you intimidated them into doing what you wanted.
Yeah. I guess I should have just wore it the whole time and was silent.
I want to do that with Zoom. There's apps that do that where you can just create a loop of yourself, like listening and looking, and that way you can kind of like disappear.
Yeah, I'd have to do that sometime.
Yeah, but before we get into the show tonight, we got a really good show. You're raising money this month. This is for the M4K Fundraiser.
Yeah, so Mustaches for Kids. It's a kind of there's national ones, but Mustaches for Kids Omaha picks. They've been picking 2 charities every year, and Kids Can, one of the places, or I say the place that I work at, is one of the charities. So each mustache grower, we had to do a clean shave on May 5th, and so I clean shaved it off, and you can only grow out your mustache. So I kind of feel naked on my chin here, and so each grower has their own page. So rarely do I ask for direct donations, but I would be more than happy to. It's all for a good cause and raising money for kids.
Yeah, and I'll post the link if you're listening into the description of this show for people to click on it. And if you're watching it, but also if you're just listening and you want the link handy, it's m4kfundraiser.org//Patterson, Patterson, Robert 6. And I found it just by going to m4kfundraiser.org, and you can actually search for the fundraiser. I searched Patterson, and it came right up. So it sounds like they raised a lot of money last year, you were saying.
Yeah, last year I think it was over 800,000. So we are excited, and it's a month of, they have weekly check-ins, and so we had trivia check-in last week, and I can't remember. I think next week, I can't remember what it's called, but I have to find a Hawaiian shirt to wear. It's a Tom Selleck Magnum PI thing.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I bought a Hawaiian shirt today. I was at Target and I was like, you know what? I'm getting more of these. I'm at the age where I can wear them and all the time. I'm at the point now. My wife brought up to me where I'm not really wearing T-shirts as much to events or polo shirts.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hiding the gut, so I'm wearing the traveling man button-down Hawaiian, and I rock it. So I'm like, this is me now. I'm that guy.
And Target has them, so I might have to make a stop by.
Target has, I was blown away with the inflation prices and being in LA. I really never go clothes shopping, but I got a Jurassic Park shirt, a Mario shirt, and this Hawaiian shirt, and it was $35 total.
Oh, really?
Brand new. It was amazing.
I will have to make a stop by.
Yeah. Never have too many Jurassic Park shirts.
Apparently not. Yeah. So we bought our tickets for Jurassic World Dominion, I think is what it's called. So we'll go to the Thursday afternoon showing to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see that opening day too. I usually break my rules. I always have with Jurassic Park in LA. I usually don't go to movies opening day, just because it's obnoxious in Los Angeles. It's just it's just obnoxious. But I've seen all the Jurassic Parks opening day, and I have high hopes for this movie. I really do. Only because of Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. They're coming back.
Yeah, hopefully they don't shortchange them too much, but we will see.
If they give enough nostalgia that I want from the 93 movie, in references and things like that, that's going to make up for a weak plot to me. Just to see them together one last time is all I really want to get out of this movie.
Do you think they'll
The
still be
plot
arguing?
probably is going to be
Oh,
terrible.
I'm sure it will be.
I'm not expecting anything good with that, but just to see them, I hope. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm hopefully they're picking up their argument if babies smell or not. And
Kids smell, babies smell.
smell.
I don't want that kid, but a young version
Yeah.
of Dr. Grant would
I
be interesting.
I feel like bickering old. It could be like on Golden Pond, but it's on Golden Jurassic Park. Someone's at the door.
I keep getting notifications. I'm like, someone's at the door. Did I say jerk? I keep getting notifications on my computer of record-setting temperatures, and I'm like, there's something wrong with this. But no, it's just really hot in LA this time of year. I had the heat on 2 nights ago. It was like in the 40s, just to give you an example of the weather.
In LA? Really?
Yeah. It was like 45 the other night.
I'm sure people were freaking out.
I was.
Yeah.
I was like, it's freezing, and I'm like, don't be such a pussy. It's fine.
It was actually 40-something. Yeah.
Actually 40-something. But happy Saturday the 14th, Robert.
Likewise.
We're gonna get into some cool stuff tonight. What you've been watching? I have nothing new to add to my list except for the usuals. We Own the City and Better Call Saul. I'm watching them. They both come out with new episodes each Monday, so it's like I've never looked more forward to a Monday ever because I love these shows.
I need to restart We Own the City. I started watching the first episode and I kind of got lost or something like that. So I need to reboot that for myself.
Yeah, I just think it's snowballing to this great miniseries. Better Call Saul. I rewatched The Stand. I haven't done that in a few months this quarter, so I did it because of you. You posted The Stand.
Oh, it was the anniversary. Yeah.
It was the 29th anniversary?
Whatever from 22 minus 94 is, yeah.
So 18, I guess. 28.
Is that something?
Can't believe it's that long.
We'll let the kids do the math.
Yeah, but it was great, and I love your pages. And I revisited the pages, and you have 3 of them on The Stand, right?
Yeah, people are upset that I didn't follow the 4 chapters, but it would have been like a big part 1, a big part 2, and okay part 3, and like 1 location for part 4, because I didn't really do Vegas locations, or I haven't been to that. So
right, Golden Nugget and the Union Tower.
Yeah. Yep.
I did see the comments, and people really love those pages. And one was, why don't you do this, 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 and this? And you commented, it's on the next page. And it was.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't know, man. I'm not a set jetter, so maybe I'm probably out of the loop with this. But you did all this great work on The Stand, and people seem to really appreciate it. But there were some comments. It's like, why didn't you do this? And it's like, the guy can't do every scene in a 7-hour movie. Like, some of those locations are set, some are not published, and some are on location in Maine. Like, you did so much good work on that. I felt like it's like, just enjoy it for what it is. It's great.
It's never good enough. It's never like, where's the phone booth? I'm like, oh. Some
of the comments were like, where's Franny's house? I love the scenery, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty, but that's not the point. It's not like a home and garden magazine. You know what I mean?
I usually put out either one, this is all I had time to visit, or all I could find, or I said a list of all the locations, or usually on a map. I create a map, for The Stand. So just because I don't have a photo of it doesn't mean you can't find it somewhere. But
right. And I have a question about The Stand. If I may pull up your page on The Stand.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yes.
We've done this before, so I'm not going to go through every picture. I know that it's a lot. But there was in some of the comments too, like the pictures like, where's Franny, and all that. And then my point was, it inspired me to rewatch the movie. And then when they showed the Ogunquit, Maine exterior, when they first reveal it, like the cliffs and stuff, was that the same frame, like same location as the 2020 Maine one?
I don't know, actually, now that you think about it. I think they actually stuck in Canada. I don't know if they actually went to Maine, if I remember right, but
you think they did?
I think they went. I think they stayed in. I think everything was actually in Vancouver,
Canada. Okay, because it looked like maybe it was like a homage to it or something like that.
Be, yeah,
but it was pretty cool. Why I pulled this up? It was the Boulder Community Hospital. You said you didn't go to that location.
Yeah, that was a little far out of the way.
Which I admire that you put, like, I haven't been here, people.
Sometimes they put
and
it like, here's what it looks
here's a
like on
Google
Google. Yeah.
screenshot.
So.
But this church right here, is
Oh
this
yeah.
because this is really cool. This is a functioning church?
It is, and they happen to be there and let us in. So took some pictures. Like, you never quite know. Sometimes I just take my chances, like I said, hey, we want to take some pictures of the stand. They're like, yeah, sure, so.
Yeah. Because it looks relatively unchanged, as churches do. They usually never like upgrade interiors of churches. They're usually like the same forever, which I
Yep.
think is really cool. And then the Boulder Community Center, was that this one?
Mm-hmm.
It says Asylum 49. Was this like an abandoned club or something?
I think so. I think it might have been for Halloween or something, like a haunted house
Oh,
or something. I think, now that it's been a while since I've looked up those pictures, but yeah.
okay. I was really curious about this because
Yeah,
it was
what
kind of
the
like interesting. And I got to give you credit, and I mean, for all of this, but the one thing I never put together was you said you found Tom's house, Tom Cullen.
Yeah.
And the exterior has all like the Virgin Mary and the decorations.
Mm-hmm.
I never put that together. That was Tom's house. I just thought, oh, they're like a religious people. They're decorating the outside. But Tom decorated the streets in Arkansas, so he like took it upon himself to decorate this house with like all
Yeah,
this stuff.
which suits Tom once you figure that out. Yeah, I don't think I ever they never put in front of say Tom's house, but I think
Yeah.
something happens there, and I kind of interpolated that was probably,
No,
or
it was, I
was
think.
Tom. It was
That's where
Tom's
they
house. Yeah.
hypnotized him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that he decorated with all the stuff. It's like kind of adorable. And the Pacific Union
Mm.
or Union Pacific station here
Yep.
is
That's
like beautiful.
It is, and obviously that's unchanged. It's kind of a near, not quite downtown Salt Lake City, but kind of in that hub. But yeah, so it is open to the public, and I assume they probably still have events there. So you may also recognize it. That was the interior for the reception in Dumb and Dumber when they come in with their suits.
No way.
Yeah,
So it's a functioning building or it's like a
yeah,
museum?
it's a functioning building. Yep,
It's like a train station.
yep, or was a train station. I don't think there's anything nearby now. So.
Oh, that is so cool. I mean, it just looks beautiful, and I love that it's unchanged. And I was really surprised with how unchanged a lot of the houses are here in Utah.
Yep.
Like, I mean, the stairs in the one scene where she plants the bomb, or they're like these like wavy kind of stairs.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So, and that house, it took me a while to figure that one out because they built it out for the explosion. So the house you see in the
yeah,
movie is jutted out about 6 feet, so they could
they
blow
could
up,
do that.
blow it up, and actually blow up the real house.
Yeah, these stairs right here, they're
Yep.
like that. Is that how you found this house?
I think so. I used all my clues that it was like on a corner, it had a wavy sidewalk, and
Yeah,
et cetera, et cetera. So
you did a good job. But yeah,
thank you.
anyway, just cheers to you on this page again, the stand. So what have you been watching? What's new with what's in your world?
A couple things. So I rewatched Election. I think it was on or something like that. And then I went down this rabbit hole that it's an Omaha movie, and I still can't find some locations, which is ridiculous. That
Yeah, I can't believe that.
in my own city, I'm like, I feel like there's one particular, and I'm just like, there's enough clues. I'm like, why can't I find this? And so it just annoys me. But I
Yeah, like
should I
where
should
is it?
just ask Alexander Payne. So since he's in Omaha, I could just ask the director. But
Yeah, call him up and be like, hey, I
yeah.
need these.
He was just at a meeting with a friend this morning, so I should have just said, "Hey, ask him where this was shot." He would probably remember. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm sure
So,
you'll find them.
but yeah. So I was just kind of I was rewatching that. I've never I thought about something. I'm like, well, let me pull out the Blu-ray, and I realized I never even opened the Blu-ray, and so I opened that up because I thought maybe I'd get a better resolution to kind of help find this missing play shot. And I realized there was some great extras where they actually had some Omaha actors on location, revisiting some of the locations from the film. So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
it was nice to see. Which is why you should always open your Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and then I've been continuing to watch The Offer, which is the making of The Godfather.
Yeah. Yeah. You said the accents are pretty weak.
Weak as in overdone. Yeah.
So what do you mean accents? I haven't seen it yet. They're like,
There's just some of the Italian accents, and some are talking through their nose, and just kind of like
oh,
kind of 40s
really?
type whatever,
Like
and
John? They sound like John Lovitz.
Somewhat, kind of, yeah. It just seems like Saturday Night Live caricatures, and then, but yeah, and so there's a couple pieces that are like, oh, okay, that's kind of fun to see, but I just, now I'm in it, I just like, I need to finish this out to see, but it also kind of feel like, oh, I don't quite believe everything that they're telling me. So, and I think I might have said this last time. I get annoyed, like, there's no way we're going to get Al Pacino for this movie, and this is a big deal that goes on for a couple episodes. I'm like, well, mystery solved. I think we know Al Pacino is going to make it.
Right.
Yeah, they're making that to a huge plot point. I'm like, well, it doesn't
Yeah, I
really
think we know what happens.
matter. This boat will never sink. I'm like, all right,
Yeah. Right. The
So
offer.
also been watching The Staircase. So this is the fictionalized version with Toni Collette. And so I've actually been enjoying it quite a bit. So it's probably a little bit too elongated, but Parker Posey has a supporting role, and she's always fantabulous. And
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, she's
also
good.
I think, is it Netflix has a documentary also out on also called The Staircase. But I'm gonna continue to watch the fictionalized version and then switch over
I think I
once I
saw the
finish it.
Netflix one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wasn't this came out like 5 years ago? No.
no, I think this is all new.
The Staircase. It's about the guy that threw his wife down the stairs.
Yes,
Yeah,
supposedly,
I did watch
allegedly. Yeah.
the Netflix one.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah,
so
2018 it came out.
oh, did it? Okay. So I can't
Yeah.
even remember
No, he's guilty as hell,
the,
that
the
guy.
outcome of how exactly it all. So, but I said I'll watch the fictionalized version and then I'll go back and see how they did.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
But so
that's like a big thing now, like Candy on Hulu about that chick.
yeah,
You never hear about these people either. At least I haven't. They weren't like mainstream news. They had like blips in the news and they were big in the area at the time. But now they're like Hulu and Netflix are scooping up these stories.
yeah,
So I feel like I should commit a crime to get some publicity.
it works. I don't know. We all watch them, because it's like we can't get enough crime and murder. So
Right.
I started watching Star Trek Brave New World. Is that what it's called?
The
Yeah.
new series.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
how is it?
Uh, like I can't. It's never like I can't wait for the next episode. You're like, oh, I guess that's
It feels choresome. It's not
it.
spellbinding.
It is not, and
Yeah.
so I was like, I'll give it a couple more episode tries, and then I did sit through Firestarter, the 2022 version.
Yeah. How is it?
I thought Firestarter 2 Rekindled was awful.
Yeah.
This one is only better because it's shorter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is. I can't believe it. It feels like a sci-fi TV movie. It's kind of
Oh.
shot that way. It's kind of
Oh.
pulls its punches, and uh,
No.
I think it's under 90 minutes. It feels like, yeah, they scooped a lot out. I was like what? Yeah, a lot of plot points have been either just completely gone or smushed, or it
Really?
feels like they're on the run for one day. Like what? Like
Oh. Do they does it feel like a Stranger Things kind of influenced it a little bit?
no, but maybe because it's just a one girl.
Yeah.
Zac Efron is okay as the dad, and I can't remember. Is it Julie Lemon? I can't remember. Plays the mother. So the mother
Yeah.
has a more substantial role than Heather Locklear was kind of in the flashbacks in the original. Um,
Right.
there's other parts that are just so Rainbird is actually played by a Native American as opposed to George C. Scott. So
That's good.
that's something positive. They
Yeah.
did a gender switch, so I can't remember Martin Sheen's role, but they switched it to this lady who has zero screen presence and zero threat. I'm like, all right, like,
Really?
yeah, it's just like you have to watch it just to kind of see. Like, well, this I just kind of, it ends. I'm like, that was it. Like the credits are rolling. I'm like, well, sad.
It ended and you're like, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, not good.
not
Not I mean, I felt like it was a movie Firestarter that could have used a fresh take and a reboot, but
yeah.
if it was done right,
It
Uh, yikes.
it should have maybe either dragged it out and put everything kind of missing in, and I mean, you have a whole novel you can choose
Yeah.
pieces from, and but
Oh, sure.
they kept the flying hair.
And Firestarter is one of King's like more interesting works from that time period. So
Yeah,
I thought, it's a good book. It's a good read. And That's disappointing. Where did you watch it?
Peacock. It's on Peacock for
Peacock.
free. So I can't imagine. I think it's in the theaters as well, but we'll see if
yeah, who's seeing that?
Nobody. And it was shot. It looks like a TV movie. It really does.
Really?
Yeah. It's like sad.
Maybe I'll give it a watch if it's on Peacock, but I don't think I'm gonna.
No. See if it took me about 3 sittings to get through. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And it just came out.
Oh no.
And did you watch Friday the 13th?
Yeah, I watched Friday the 13th Part 3.
Nice.
I watched the first one the night before, after midnight, so technically Friday the 13th. But yeah, I watched Part 3. It was late when I got back, and I kind of could like sit down, so I was like, I'm just going to stick with my favorite one. But I do love to nitpick movies, especially police uniforms. And I'll tell you, Friday the 13th Part 3 did a great job. They were all consistent sheriff uniforms.
Good.
What was not consistent, though, was the chick in the shower, Robert.
Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's wearing
what's your issue? Yeah.
pearls, which, whether they're real or not, you can wear them in the shower. They're from the ocean, so they're not waterproof. But the fact that she kept them on in the shower and she wore pearls to a farmhouse for the weekend, I don't know. Doesn't sit well.
It's Jersey. What?
What is she doing?
Oh.
But I do love Friday the 13th Part 3. And I love the Cheech Marin kind of looking guy, Cheech and Chong kind of guy.
Yeah. Chuck and Chili.
When he gets electrocuted and the chick's in the kitchen and the lights are flickering, she's kind of like,
What's going on? Yeah.
Oh man, but that's always a fun ride. And I thought of you and when you were there and you did the same pose of him at the end with the axe in the head. Yeah, but that's a great end cap to that movie where they show the police driving off and they pan back to him, and then they show like the lake, quote unquote lake, and it's the music it fits. I don't know. I think it's one of the better ones.
So some location news, they have kind of dug out the lake area, and
Really?
they have rebuilt the dock. So things are happening on set.
Did they rebuild the dock in the same place that it previously was?
Same place it was. I think they used maybe a couple pieces of the original wood, but otherwise it's all new because a lot of it was either rotten or stolen. But yeah, so they are no word kind of timeline for the house, but they're doing something bit by bit.
That's cool because that's a great location just for any B horror movie you want to rent a house. I mean, that's like every low budget movie out there. It's like, we're going away for the weekend, to this house. I just watched one like that. Kevin Bacon and was in it, and his wife and daughter, they went to some house in like Norway or something like that. That was like a house from hell that beckoned him. But it's low budget. They probably spent most of their budget on Kevin Bacon, and they got probably 5 days to shoot that. It was a short movie. It was like an hour and 10. And one location. I mean, that's like the brilliant way to do B horror movies. Find one big name and find an easy location.
Easy way to do it.
What like Shyamalan does, for the most part.
Speaking of, I have to share. I'll show you offline that I found some scanned childhood letters and drawings, and so I had one I sent to my grandparents when we visited the Philadelphia Zoo.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, and so I was thinking, and so that's remember when what was it? Split takes place at the zoo.
Yeah.
But I remember almost most Philadelphians know I'm like, oh, that's the zoo. Like.
Yeah.
You see that wall and stuff because like it's supposed to be kind of a mystery. Where is he and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think I know that wall, that she drives up to and so forth. But
oh yeah, that's so cool. I want to see those.
Yeah, so I'll have to send it to you. And I also found it's these letters I think wrote to my grandparents. And so one is a letter I wrote in October 1978, and on the reverse I had a jack-o'-lantern. So I thought it was appropriate for Halloween. That I was precursoring my love for Halloween.
That is so cool. It was a sign early on that would foreshadow.
And I was 8 years old. Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah.
You were 8 years old in 1978?
I was.
Wow. And Michael Myers was 8 years old.
He was. I don't know. He was. Was he 8 in 1963 or something? I can't remember how old he was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think
yeah.
so. I was around that age.
Yeah, he's supposed to be 21 or 23 in 1978. So.
And you also had a child therapist named Dr. Loomis, did you not?
How'd you know that?
How did you know, Dr. Loomis? Your friend Brian posted a Friday the 13th Instagram post as well, because he does, as I'm explaining to the listeners, he also Reel to Reel Locations is Robert's friend. He's another set jetter, and he did some Friday the 13th locations from like the first few movies, at least I remember seeing the Monopoly thing, which I always love. But I looked at his hashtags, and his hashtags were like camp, Nobi, Scopy, or whatever it was, hashtag Pamela Voorhees. And I was like, I just want to, I know he listens to the show. I want to give him credit for doing a lot of deep dives in these hashtags. It was like really into it. I was like, I don't know anyone that's probably searching these hashtags, but if they are, they're going to be in for like a good surprise. So
Some
good
people
to
do.
him.
I'm lucky if I can get 3 out. I was like, that's all I can type.
It's tough.
Like, that's it.
That's it. That's it.